Good afternoon, Pastor. If you could introduce yourself and then explain for the people who are listening how the Romans Challenge, reading Romans 20 times and writing it out by hand, how that's impacted your understanding of God's Word and your faith.
Thank you. First, I want us to introduce myself. My name is Sibusiso Jeremiah Chisi. I'm from Malawi. I'm a pastor of the Baptist Church. First, it was difficult, and it was so very difficult when Pastor Zinga from Zambia introduced me to the Loomis project. Now, one thing that comes in my mind, it was I passed through the theological college. So Pastor Zinga said we need to read the book of Romans 20 times and then you write. So I said, what is this? Because I passed through theological college, we studied about the book of Romans. So I began to ask myself and to debate myself. But when I was starting to read the book of Romans, there is a great thing that I impacted my life. Number one, it was I discovered that when I was in college, it was just studying to pass the exams. But now, it was now studying that they can benefit me, the message that a book of Romans has carried. So, number one, I discovered that the book of Romans is rich in a theology. Number two, the book of Romans, it's a center of our biblical studies, is a center of our Bible. So one thing that I discovered, that the book of Romans is like a constitution of the Bible, answers all the question. I discovered that the book of Romans, it's all about the righteousness of God. It's answer the question about how can a man become a righteousness, or how can a man be saved. When I was reading chapter 1, I discovered that the introduction of the book of Romans has answered me, how can a man separated from their sin. So really the book of Romans impacted my life, and I'm not the same, and I discovered that maybe I wasted my time to read the book of Romans in an ignorant way, but now I have a confidence that I can share to others, and I can share the Bible to others. So after I read 20 times, then I come again also to read the book of Romans 20 times. In another way, my 20 times of reading the book of Romans has given the hunger to read the Bible. When I read 20 times, I discover that I don't know more about the Bible. So it gives me the hunger, the appetite to go on and to go on.
Thank you, Pastor, for sharing that. Could you share maybe how the Romans challenges impacted other pastors in Malawi that you may know of?
Yes, because after I go through the book of Romans, and then I went to the group of the pastors fraternal. The pastors fraternal, it means that the union of the pastors from the different churches. So I introduce the effect of the book of Romans, the importance, how we can read and understand the book of Romans. You know, there is other pastors ignore. They says, no, we pass through the theological college, so we can't read 20 times. And what do you mean when you say that 20 times? But because I'm new in the Loomis project, I started this Loomis project that was in September. But two pastors responded to me, and he said, after he said that he read for 10 times, but he says, I think my eyes now is open. They are not really graduated, but he says, I think I'm going to gain a lot on the Loomis book, Loomis project. So one of the pastors telling me that, you know, Sibusiso, theological college, it's good, but I discover that this one, it's a great theology, because it is a practical, not just to pass exam, but it has impacted my life, to say. So I think now in Malawi, because it's new, 2 pastors has already testified to me, and I hope and I believe that when I coming back here, I will go to another pastors, and I hope by the help of God that Malawi will benefit a lot.
Thank you, Pastor.